This is Cross, a man with a dream and a troubling addiction to starting YouTube channels. There was the dark comedy cartoon, The Dating Coach arc. That one time he tried to explore abandoned places and animate his hallucinations. Each one a noble attempt, each one dead on arrival. But that never stopped him from riding his one wheel into the great unknown, eyes closed, heart full, and face down in destiny. Say what you will about Cross, but the man never gives up, even when physics are clearly trying to tell him something. After several failed attempts to become the next YouTube sensation, Cross made a bold decision. If you can't build a channel by yourself, drag your unsuspecting loved ones into the madness. And so, his family became his content. Willing, unclear, trapped? Most likely, they now serve as co-stars, human props in a series of chaotic, barely planned adventures, fueled by spontaneity, random decisions, and a total disregard for safety protocols. Welcome to the Cuckoo Carters, the only family channel where the therapist watches every episode.
It's a pretty fact.
What's that?
That my family members don't know each other. I just realized, you're part of the family and Jason's part of the family don't know each other because he didn't at the beginning. So they didn't know each other. So that means my family members don't know each other. My girl doesn't know Chris at all.
Yeah, in-laws generally tend to not want to know each other.
And here we find Cross, engineer, innovator, and master of half-baked solutions, resurrecting a neglected inflatable raft from the depths of the shed. Its last voyage? Unknown. Its structural integrity? Dubious at best. Naturally, he attempts to inflate it using a balloon pump, salvaged from his son Xylus's birthday party, because nothing says lake-ready like equipment meant to inflate rubber dinosaurs. The power cord, of course, is not long enough, forcing the entire pump to dangle from the carport post like a sad plastic piñata. The process is delicate. Crouch, twist, reposition, curse, repeat. Each chamber of the raft a fresh exercise in frustration and not so strategic positioning. But why is he doing all this? Because his beloved Jace, their son Xylus, and the cast of Southern Extended Universe Family Edition have arrived. Along came Katie, Cross's sister-in-law, and her boyfriend Mark. They've also brought Lisa, the mother-in-law, and Serenity, yet another sister-in-law, because clearly this family spawns women like Pokemon. They've rented a rustic little cabin in the woods, so Cross and his crew can join them, for what promises to be a wholesome lake adventure. Assuming the raft doesn't fold in half mid-float and swallow them whole. Cross continues his noble battle against the inflatable raft, a saga historians will one day refer to as the struggle of slightly too small air valves. Watch as he crams, folds, and body slams the raft into the wooden post, hoping sheer force will direct air into the correct chamber. It doesn't. Every section of the raft seems to require a different technique. This one needs pressure, that one needs prayer, and the last one appears to only inflate if you whisper your darkest secrets to it. The balloon pump dangles nearby like a passive-aggressive reminder of his lack of extension cords, wheezing out air with all the enthusiasm of a dying hamster. At this point, it's unclear if he's inflating the raft or slowly tenderizing it for later consumption, but give the man credit. He's committed. When most would have given up and ordered a margarita, Cross doubles down on chaos. Success! The raft is finally inflated and majestically perched atop the family RAV4, like a sad, bloated crown on a mildly embarrassed SUV. Cross steps back to admire his work and is immediately hit with a revelation. He has absolutely nothing to tie it down with. No rope, no bungee cords, not even a single rogue shoelace. Naturally, this launches the next phase of the operation: frantic improvisation. He begins ransacking the car like a raccoon looking for snacks. Glove box, trunk, back seat, under the seats, maybe even Zylas's sippy cup. Anything even vaguely string-shaped is now under review. Earbuds, dog leash, maybe a belt if things get desperate enough. Because when you're a man on a mission, with no plan, no gear, and an inflatable boat on your roof, you don't quit. You just dig through old receipts and baby wipes until inspiration strikes. At last, salvation. Cross unearths a crusty old towel from the back seat, a towel so ancient it probably predates his alcohol addiction. Its original color, unknown, its current scent, aggressively lived in. Without hesitation, he begins tearing it into strips like a man possessed, because nothing says lake day readiness like turning bathroom linen into nautical hardware. He proceeds to lash the raft to the RAV4's bicycle rack, using what can only be described as the binding strength of desperation and denial. Each knot is tied with the confidence of someone who once skimmed a Boy Scout manual and immediately forgot everything. There's a moment of triumph, a moment where Cross looks at his work and thinks, yeah, that'll hold. It won't, but we'll get to that later. For now, the towel strips hold the raft in place firmly, like decaying mold trying to hold up a falling tree. Cut to the raft is back on the ground, because in a plot twist absolutely no one finds surprising, Cross forgot to inflate an entire section of it. Let's just take a moment to appreciate the dedication to doing things completely out of order. The towel-strapped rooftop parade has been postponed, so he can once again grovel at the feet of the balloon pump, which is now wheezing with visible contempt. There he is, sweating, crouching, inflating the raft like it's his penance for every bad decision he's ever made. Which, let's be honest, is a long list. It's like watching a man argue with a pool toy and lose. You'd think at this point he'd just admit defeat. But no, Cross has entered what scientists call the stubborn dad death spiral. Once you're in it, the only way out is to fail upwards. And like clockwork, the raft returns to its throne atop the RAV4. Cross, towel strips in hand, resumes his now signature ritual of tying inflatable chaos to the family vehicle, using what amounts to fabric scraps and blind optimism. Each knot is looser than his grip on good judgment. Each strip is stretchier than his excuses. This isn't just transportation, it's performance art, a symphony of overconfidence, duct tape energy, and a complete lack of proper bindings. One neighbor watches from a distance, debating whether to offer help or just start filming for evidence. But Cross, oh, he's committed. Towel knots tightened, raft secured, ready for departure. And definitely not aerodynamic. And just when you thought this operation couldn't get any more sketchy, it evolves. Ladies and gentlemen, witness the genius at work. Cross has now reversed the RAV4 within inches of the carport post, millimeter clearance. All so he can squeeze a few more wheezes of air into the one remaining section of the raft he forgot again. And because untying the raft again would be too much work, he's opted for the more creative approach. Climb onto the bumper. Balance like the Karate Kid. Shove the balloon pump hose into the roof-mounted raft, and do it all with a slice of pizza dangling from his mouth like a greasy, gluten-based cigarette. This is not multitasking. This is a man juggling chaos, carbs, and compromised balance, all while the pump whips like a fire hose made of angry air from its too-short cord. He is inflating a raft on a car roof while chewing pizza and contemplating nothing, because clearly no thoughts are happening here, just pure stoic determination.
Here we go. Fuck you.
And here we go. Cross at the wheel, finally pulling out of the driveway. A man, a dream, and a poorly tethered inflatable ticking time bomb on the roof. What could go wrong? Smash cut to roadside shame. The RAV4 is parked on the shoulder like it just lost a bar fight. The raft, blown off the roof, now slumped sadly against the side of the car like it just gave up on life. Towel strips flapping in the wind, a final salute to hubris. Jace, Xylas, and Serenity stand nearby, watching, judging, reconsidering every life decision that led them to this exact moment. Cross, ever the optimist, now attempts the impossible, shoving a fully inflated raft into the back of a family SUV like it's a rogue suitcase on an overbooked flight. Spoiler, it doesn't fit.
Let's just wait till Katie gets the room.
Yo, guys. Think I should run away right now? Or you think I should go back?
One single bungee cord. Okay,
Alright, we're
Alright. If you see us on the side of the road, just pull up next to us for a minute, okay? Alright. Bye.
So naturally, he cracks open the hatch, releases just enough air to make the raft slightly soggier, and force feeds it into the vehicle like he's trying to pack sadness into a backpack. It's not elegant, it's not efficient, but it is inevitably Cross.
Yeah, I gotta capture the magic.
So, we'll see.
And at long last, they arrive. The lake, the dream, the mythical reward for all that struggle. Cross captures a few scenic shots, trees swaying, water glistening, birds probably judging, and then the parking lot. Full, The best spots are packed tighter than his raft was 15 minutes ago. So much for quiet family getaway. You see, the plan was to find a peaceful little spot by the water, maybe soak up some nature, bond, relax. The reality, screaming kids, Bluetooth speakers blasting early 2000s club hits, and enough sunburned strangers to populate a mid-tier apocalypse film. So the Carters are forced to venture into the swamp zone, a neglected, murky stretch of shoreline where the weeds are tall, the terrain is uneven, and the water has strong, don't ask what's in it energy. Because sometimes to avoid the crowds, you must embrace the wild. And here we see Cross, dragging the semi-deflated raft back from the car like it's a wounded animal he's determined to resuscitate. He drops it at the edge of the murky wilderness his family now calls beachfront property and assesses the situation. The pump? Long gone. The will to live? Fading fast. So he does what any underprepared, overconfident man would do. He starts blowing it up with his mouth. Yes, his actual lungs. Because after everything this raft has been through, what it really needed was a little warm, frustrated breath to finish the job. It's already half inflated, which sounds helpful, but mostly just makes it harder to hold, harder to aim, and twice as good at slapping him in the face mid-huff. And thus he continues, hunched over, wheezing into a sun-baked inflatable like a man trying to CPR a pool noodle. This is dedication, or maybe just delusion. Either way, it's very on brand.
Blow your boat.
And now we present a gripping, extended sequence titled Man vs. Raft, The Breathening. There he is, Cross, locked in a battle of stamina, spit, and sheer bad decision-making. Each puff into the valve is a silent scream. Each pause for breath is a tiny existential crisis. Somewhere around minute 3, you can actually see his soul trying to leave his body, only to be yanked back in for another breath. At one point, Cross stops, wipes the sweat off his forehead, and stares into the void, as if questioning every single choice that led him to this moment. He could have ditched the raft. He could have chilled on the shore. He could have done literally anything else. But no, he chose this. And after what felt like 47 years and approximately 80% of his lung capacity, he does it. Cross stands tall, the raft now vertical, towering above him like a wobbly monument to poor planning and raw, wheezy determination. One final breath, one last push, and with the majestic grace of a man who's just defeated a pool toy in single combat, he lets it fall. Thud.
That's 2 almost drownings, man. We promised this won't happen. Only when we drink, dude.
It didn't even happen when we drank.
I know.
Well, we caught that one climbing on the side of the cliff.
I guess they almost got bit by a snake when we were all drunk last time. That's what they said.
Oh, shit. That's what happened. Go fuck off and do some shit.
Ready?
Alright, yeah, come on.
Oh, Lord. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. Darling.
Oh, don't push us
And at last, they set sail. Cross and Jace climb aboard their freshly inflated, questionably secured vessel, SS Tetanus Lagoon. It floats, mostly, technically. Jace braces like he's expecting the raft to either sink or spontaneously combust. Cross lounges at the bow, exhausted, damp, and clinging to a frayed towel like it's the last shreds of his self-respect.
Yeah, we got this.
Maybe.
The water you...
Y'all, I'm serious. Stay where your feet can touch the ground.
Okay. Hey. Oh, the one broke. No! I'm drowning!
If you're drowning, you would be going under and having a hard time.
I don't think they can swim. So I'm like,
You sure you don't want help?
if I start swimming, I'm drowning, then it's really... But now...
You sure you got it?
Now after I realize what happens when you drown, you can't talk! That's the bad thing about drowning. Wait, I want to get on the raft.
Stupid stick.
Together, they drift out into the murky waters of budget adventure, past weeds, tree limbs, and the distant screams of children who clearly got better spots. Is it romantic? Is it relaxing? No, but it is absolutely on brand for the cuckoo carters. Moments into their maiden voyage, things unravel. Cross, ever the captain, takes charge of both paddles, despite the small inconvenient fact that neither of them is attached to the raft. It's less rowing and more flailing with intention. Meanwhile, Jace, armed with the camera and visibly questioning life choices, tries to document this nautical nonsense while also avoiding sudden immersion. Steering, non-existent, coordination, theoretical. Finally, they make it to the open lake, the raft still intact after crashing directly through sticks, bushes, and what might have been someone's underwear. Nature is not impressed, neither is Jace. And yet, they press onward. Because this is what adventure looks like when the planning was done with pizza grease and determination.
I may not be as adventurous as Jesse, darling.
You are.
I'm freaked the fuck out. Like, I'm literally gonna have a panic attack.
Alright, I gotta get us away from this.
No! You missed our entrance!
I'm working on it, okay? The boat dynamics are confusing, especially when I don't have any, like, fucking...
Dude. I'm gonna bail and leave you in this. Can I set the camera down and help you paddle?
Yeah, you might have to. This is fun. Alright, which way are you trying to go?
I'm just going back to the area.
Alright.
Actually goes pretty fast if we do it in unison.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I put my paddle in like this way, you do it.
Yeah, it'll turn us, yeah.
Keeps us from turning too far.
Against all odds, after a few collisions with Mother Nature and a full-body workout, Cross and Jace finally unlock the ancient secret of raft navigation. Teamwork. The paddles sink, the raft glides, the chaos briefly pauses. It's a moment of rare, accidental coordination, like two conjoined otters figuring out how to drive a floating bathtub. But just as the rhythm clicks and the open water welcomes them, it's time to head back and pick up Xylers. Because, of course, why bask in fleeting success when you can immediately complicate it by introducing a small, wriggly passenger into your floating experiment? Next stop, parenting on water.
I might can get it most of the time.
Wow, it's time,
Maybe.
time to enjoy it.
Here we go.
Hey, Ren, look how far I'm getting. Way
Charlie,
farther
stop
than
paddling
you.
that way. You're gonna paddle this way.
Alright,
Now we can go.
Whoa, it's awesome.
If something happens, we gotta swim back. You gotta get on my back. Do not fucking drown me, okay?
No, you can get on my back. I'll be fine.
Alright, let's flip it around now. This is good enough.
Whoa, this is so awesome being in a lake that I can't swim in.
That feels pretty cool.
Heck yeah. You can just kind of
Alright,
chill
don't look
back.
around, just lay here, Zion.
Okay.
Also, if my camera falls in, I'm diving in after it.
Awesome, y'all.
360. What do you think about this, child?
Cool, y'all.
Get on the lake, sweetie. Are you scared to death?
I'm scared, but we should get that paddle boat and then we can go to the islands. No, maybe when the kid learns how to swim and has a life jacket, since he almost drowned just a minute ago. Alright, I'm ready to go back.
And so, with the power of semi-coordinated paddling and questionable decision-making, Cross and Jace finish their family expedition 2.0, this time with the most important crew member, Xylers. Their mission, to boldly go a few yards offshore. They glided into the outer waters. Xylers might have been wide-eyed and delighted by the vast, murky unknown, or totally bored, who knows. The wind whispers adventure. The waves slap the side of the raft in encouragement. The dream lives for about 12 seconds. Then Jace, gripped by a sudden and completely rational fear of deeper water, calls for an immediate retreat. No monsters, no waves, just pure distilled nope. And like that, the voyage ends. Xylers gets a quick peek at lake life, and they pivot faster than a politician during election season.
Come to find out, if I paddle my side, it turns this way.
Yeah.
So, we don't want that. Alright.
No, you need to paddle your side so we can point that way, and then we'll go straight.
They're gripping!
I got this side, don't we?
Trying to help it go faster here.
Alright.
It ain't gonna hurt.
Swim right here for now. I'll off now.
No. Until they get to the shore.
That. I'm almost here, Ryan. That was awesome, y'all.
Alright.
Short, sweet, deeply anticlimactic. But hey, they made it out and back without popping their plastic vessel. That's progress.
This is a shitty spot.
Get out.
Whoa! Oh!
Oh my god!
And now, the torch is passed. Katie and Mark climb aboard, fresh, confident, and completely unaware of what's about to unfold. They push off and immediately begin rotating, not drifting, not rowing, spinning.
That's right, they're going fast.
Yeah, they're doing the tornado.
Dude, once they get way out there, they fall out the fucking thing. That'd be funny as hell.
I hope it does.
Where are you going? Are you going back to the shore? What the fuck? We're over here fighting each other.
Their voices carry across the lake, echoing like a chaotic audio drama titled How Not to Share a Raft. Several yards from shore, they continue their ballet of miscommunication, their raft doing slow donuts like a sad, aquatic Roomba. And then, Katie snaps. She lifts her paddle and attempts to physically reboot Mark's decision-making system via blunt force to the head. Mark raises his own paddle in defense, forming a shield of plastic and sheer panic. It's not boating, it's battle, and it is glorious.
Damn.
Oh, there's a tree there. That explains.
I think it's a briar, actually.
I can't take the kid on this if we can't drive it. You suck ass. All right, look. Here, look. We're going out that way. Listen to me. Why are we going that way? Because we're going to see if we can steer this shit. You're retarded. We're going that way. Make a circle and come back. You can't do that. I'm going to beat you with this paddle and you're going to swim my ass back to shore.
And now, the raft has lost all sense of direction and dignity. Katie and Mark, still locked in verbal combat, begin drifting sideways into what can only be described as the forbidden zone, a tangled mess of weeds, briars, and probable water snakes. As the raft brushes against sharp vegetation and sketchy shoreline debris, Katie's patience, already running on fumes, hits zero. She spins around, voice rising with the rage of someone trapped in a floating relationship escape room, and shouts, "If you don't figure out how to paddle, I swear I'll jump out and swim back."
Jesus.
Damn.
Thank God she's not drunk.
Right?
Oh my gosh, man. Who's this? It's staring on my tiptoes. So dang. I got this shit. You are fucking doing shit.
Katie, clearly done with diplomacy and paddles, tosses hers aside and lunges across the raft in an attempt to violently throttle Mark. That's right. Open water aggression. On an inflatable raft. Because nothing says lake day fun like a sudden descent into domestic marine warfare. Mark, still holding his own paddle like a knight with a dollar store lance, tries to block the incoming hands of doom as Katie goes full WWE on the high seas. Meanwhile, back on shore, Cross, our ever-dedicated documentarian, casually pans the camera to check for witnesses. Onlookers, innocents, anyone who might call the park ranger. Luckily, no one wants to get involved in whatever this is. The raft spins, voices echo, birds take flight, and somewhere deep in the weeds, a turtle goes back into its shell, having seen enough for the day.
Oh, it's gonna work. You ain't shit.
I want to see you try this.
And at long last, they return. Katie and Mark drift back to shore, battered not by waves but by each other. The raft touches land like it's grateful to escape the relationship turbulence it just barely survived. Katie climbs out first, still simmering, her eyes scanning for dry ground or a second paddle, whichever she can weaponize faster. Mark follows, stepping out with the exhausted grace of a man who's just disembarked from a floating gladiator arena. Mark, ever the gentleman or perhaps just afraid to say no, offers a hand to help her out. In return, he receives a swift, unintentional, or completely intentional, we're not here to judge, kick to the stomach. The air leaves his lungs, his posture collapses, his dignity floats gently away, somewhere out past the lily pads.
You got it. Climb. Climb.
Need help? Oh, there you
There
go.
you go.
Slipped in like
Alright,
an eel.
And now back to the regularly scheduled programming. Cross and Jace return to the raft, this time joined by yet another sister-in-law. Because when your extended family is this deep, there's always one more to toss on board. They paddle out, smooth and practice now, like people who've learned from watching others suffer. Their new passenger sits quietly, taking it all in, mildly amused, not screaming, not spinning, not swinging a paddle like a medieval flail. It's peaceful, no yelling, no blunt trauma, no floating marital breakdowns. Frankly, it's kind of boring. But after the floating MMA match that just happened, we'll allow it.
Dang, the lake goes all the way out there.
Yeah, this is a massive lake. I've always wanted to go to the other side over there. You sure you don't want to go to the other side, darling?
Darling.
Can't be that far.
Kid over there.
Back on shore, Cross drags the raft halfway onto land, just enough so it won't float away, but not enough to look like he planned any of this. With the raft secured, Cross picks up the camera and strolls toward the water to watch the kids play, because now it's time to pretend this was a wholesome family outing and not a high-stakes reality show on inflatable survival. The chaos has passed, the screaming has faded, and the lake still smells like warm weeds and regret.
What's up, child? I'm here to film you, see if you can walk across that log.
Is that?
Think you can do it?
Obviously.
That's your ninja challenge.
Only I wasn't so heavy. Right now.
Ow, fuck. Oh, you fell in.
can totally do it.
Just don't get me, man. Then we're good.
Hey, Silas!
Don't be a chicken.
Yeah, what do you need? Mr. King, Silas, I got that stick.
Oh my god.
Alright, how far can you make it, child? Can you make it to the end? You have to stand up and walk. That's the ninja challenge.
Well,
Back in dad mode, Cross spots a floating log and sees an opportunity, the Ninja Challenge. A test of balance, bravery, and absolutely no regard for water safety. He turns to Silas, eyes gleaming with the confidence of a man who definitely thinks this is a good idea. Walk the log, he declares. Be the ninja. Silas pauses, considers. A moment of possible greatness flickers in the air and is immediately forgotten the second he notices Ren doing literally anything else. He bolts, mission abandoned, log untouched, and Cross left alone to ponder how long it takes for greatness to grow out of short attention spans.
No challenge for the child.
hey, I'll take the challenge.
You'll take the challenge, Ren? The challenge is to get on that log and walk to the end.
And just when Cross thought all hope was lost, a challenger appears. Ren steps up, unprompted, undeterred, unqualified. The Ninja Challenge has found its unlikely hero. The crowd, meaning no one, holds their breath as Ren approaches the floating log. She steps on. And then, with all the grace of a wet potato, Ren slips off and shifts back into the water like a stunt double in a soap opera. And so, the Great Lake saga winds to a close. Cross, Jace, and Silas are back in the car, sun-kissed, half-dehydrated, and spiritually about 3 years older. The camera captures the long, winding road out of the lake area. It's scenic, peaceful, almost cinematic. A fitting contrast to the floating chaos, inflatable battles, and spontaneous paddle-based assaults that just occurred. No one's talking much, not because they're tired, because they're processing. It's the calm after the storm, the soft exit of a day that was less family outing and more unauthorized reality show. Back at the cabin, the day ends where most bad decisions start, on the porch. The crew sits in the aftermath of adventure, slightly sunburned, moderately waterlogged, and fully emotionally bruised. No one's fighting, no one's paddling. There's just soft conversation, tired laughs, and that specific kind of porch chatter that only comes after surviving inflatable trauma together.
Fucking home when I was a kid, because that shit crazy.
Oh, trust me, we begged Mom to put you on that ranch. She wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I had her signed up for that one program and they didn't have anyone.
Here we are. We made it to the loop. And now we're gonna go dance on top of the rocks. Y'all ready to dance?
But wait, just when they thought the chaos was over, Cross had one more surprise up his torn-off sleeve. A scenic hiking spot, majestic boulders. The perfect place for a wholesome family moment. Nope, it's dance footage time. Because what better way to end a day of floating failure and lakeside warfare than by hauling the kids up a hill just to bust a few moves for the camera? A goal, cinematic gold. The reality, a choreographed fever dream on top of a rock ledge. One kid confused, the other kid just trying not to roll an ankle. But credit where it's due, Cross had a vision. And if that vision included dragging everyone into the wilderness to film a TikTok dance on a cliff, then by God, he made it happen.
Hey, child, come back over here so we can dance. Alright. I'll get right here. And then you can be on this side. And child, come over here.
3, 2, 1. Base, 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 base.
I hate this bitch.